thought we'd look at how to assemble and use the picnic tap with our kegs or growlers. So we've got a little 2 litre mini keg there. This is our picnic tap. It'll arrive with either 2 lengths of hose or 1 long length of hose. These are designed to go in a multitude of our kegs, so what you'll need to do is just push it in until it's sitting in the corner of the keg, and then cut the length of the beer hose to slightly above the top of the keg. After you've done that, you can take the rest of the pieces. In here you have the spear, what screws into the keg. You have 2 clamps, a tap, the gas injector, and 1 gas bulb. So first of all, into the injector, you need to unscrew the handle, screw the gas bulb into here until it punctures. So you can screw it up, and then when it gets tight, you just want to pierce it like that, and now the gas will come out when you push the button. You can put the handle back on again, and that's ready to go. Now with your cut piece from before, it's this long, you're going to attach that to the bottom of the spear, like so. And then taking the other piece of hose, put the 2 ring clamps onto it. One end of that is going to go onto the spear here. That's where the beer is going to come out. Now you put this here, put the clamp here, and tighten it up with a screwdriver. On the other end of that is going to be your tap. Again, slide it on, tighten the clamp here. These occasionally arrive loose. Now this end bit unscrews and can come off. If that is not screwed up properly, beer will just flow through it. So before you put any beer or pressure into the keg, make sure this is done up tightly. And that's about it. We now screw the injector onto this part. It's designed to continue swiveling after it's screwed up, so don't worry about that. Just need to get this ring finger tight. After that, you're ready to go. You just slide it in, screw it on, and you have your beer tap. Now to pour a beer, you hold the button down above your glass and then give short bursts of gas to maintain a steady flow. If you leave this closed and inject gas, you're going to over-pressurize the keg and you'll end up just blowing foam out. When we are filling the mini keg with beer, if you're going to a brewery, say, and you want to fill it from their growler fill station, the best practice is to chill your keg first. So whether it's the keg or the growler, if it's the growler, make sure you have the lid off because it's going to be insulated. You want the inside of the keg to be cold, because when the beer hits a warm wall it'll foam up, whereas if it hits a cold wall, a lot less of the gas will leave the beer. So chill the keg if you can at the venue for a couple of minutes. Then take your injector or your regulator if you're using a regulator, and just for a couple of seconds fill the keg with CO2. That means that when they take their hose attached to their beer line, so they're going to attach this to their beer tap, then they're going to put it into your keg to fill it more than likely. And that means that the beer is going to fill inside a cushion of CO2. So your beer is never actually going to touch any oxygen, which would slowly make the beer get off flavours in it. After they've filled it, you would take your tap system, screw it in, but don't screw it all the way, just so there's a slight gap still. And with your regulator attached onto here again, or your injector, you just want to do the same thing to remove any air that's left in there. So just a quick squirt and then finish screwing it on. That way no oxygen is in there, no oxygen has touched the beer, and the beer will stay nice and fresh. That's about it.